Hey everyone, welcome back to BMX News, a weekly live BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you all will care about, not because of anyone paying me or sponsors or anything like that, but because it's cool and we want to celebrate the cool stuff in BMX. So with that being said, before we get into shouting out the members and the people in the chat, I want to talk about this because it's on my screen and it's somber and I don't want to just let it linger before we talk about anything else. So last weekend, Saturday, I think, Friday, Jimmy Mac McNeil, a name in BMX for a long time, came out that he had passed away. And I'm not going to pretend like I know a lot about who he was or many of the things that he did, but I know that from a lot of the posts that I saw, which a lot of kind words and talking about all of the different things that he had done throughout the years, he was a legend in BMX, and it's worth taking the time here at the beginning to acknowledge that and show for anyone who might be in the area or want to travel or any of this to go to his memorial service that's happening in December in New Jersey. The information is here. Jimmy was a legend in BMX, Bulldog BMX, Union Square shoes, and I'm sure a lot of other things. So the time I wanted to dedicate to him and talk about this before we get into all the other stuff that we normally do in the news. So moving from there are 42, almost 43 people already here in the chat. I need to shrink a little bit here. Too large in the corner. But shout out to everybody in the chat who's hanging out. Sean Chambers did not make it first this week. It was Travis, BMX Rad Dad, reminding everyone about the Legends of the Fall Jam happening in Wisconsin this weekend. There is an event going on today for it and tomorrow. The Fast and Loose Bowl Jam happens tonight. I think the Hitching Post Jam, that's tonight as well. Then the Street Aspect is tomorrow. They've done a lot of changes and additions to the park, which is pretty sweet. I'm obviously not going to make it. It's a 8 or 9 hour drive, and I'm currently in my office doing the news. But I hope everyone that is there has a great time and that it is an amazing event. It looks like it's going to be. Last year was a huge turnout and looked great, so I'm excited to see the coverage from it. And Aaron Moravik in the chat, you might see this scrolling thinger right here, has given a $20 super chat before the stream even started. Thank you, Aaron. Your support directly helps me to do this, keeps me doing this, and makes it so I'm able to be here on Friday at 10 a.m. instead of working some other job. So with that, we also have the old fat guy BMX in here, Todd from up in Cleveland, Ohio, MTB, asking, are you guys always 20 minutes early? Yes, there are. This is an awesome community that we've built here that all comes together to hang out on Fridays at 10 a.m. talking about BMX and the news. There's already 46 people in here. It's awesome. We also have the Karinsky fam in the chat, member as well, one of the longest standing members on the channel. If you don't know what a membership is, just Google search YouTube membership and you'll learn. Aaron Moravik is also a member, Deuce MS member in the chat. Who else is here? My chat is frozen. What is going on here? Uh-oh. Am I still here? Did it work? It says 49 people, but I can't scroll in my chat. Now it's 50. Oh, there we go. I don't know what's going on. But we have Steve Woodward in the chat. Shout out to Steve Woodward. Paul Gale's a member. Hey, I'm Kevin. Steven Stanton. Let's keep it rolling. Jason, Jameson, David Van Flay. Azuzu. Shout out to you. everything is right down the road if you really think about it. 65 people? How's that even possible? Thank you for tuning in. I do this every Friday at 10. Inzane, Lester Bangs. So many people to shout out. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Joy of Bike is in here. Mike Murfitt, Traction Coffee Roasters out in Colorado. Shout out to you guys. Hi, everyone. Vulgar BMX is also a member in the chat. Ken Nichols is here. Pirate Duck, Zenki, Randall Castillo. Everybody is here. So let's start talking about some BMX news-related things. So there's this video contest that Ride On BMX. If you haven't heard of Ride On BMX, half you people should be in the group already because it is a Facebook group and community dedicated to the, I don't want to call you old, but the older generation of BMX. I'm qualified for the group now. There is over 30s class for this video contest, but every year for the past few years, Neil Waddington and all of the help that he gets has been organizing this video contest that is separated into categories: over 50s, over 40s, and over 30s. And you make an edit and they have judges and they judge it. This year it was like a 1 minute long edit, I think, and they called it Ride On Reels, but they were horizontal, so I'm not sure what the plan is, but I think there's something to that potentially. But first, I wanted to talk about this, which I'm not gonna lie, I have not had a chance to scroll through this. I don't want to click through and find out the results before I actually watch them. So we have the over 50s results, and Neil does this awesome thing where he sits down and records the results and talks about the different videos for each class. So this is a 18-minute long video about the over 50s class where he talks about the top 10 and some runners up and then goes in depth on the top 3. Then over 40s, 10 minutes, over 30s, 10 minutes. So if you are over the age of 30, you qualify to enter this video contest, and all you have to do is go over to Facebook. Everybody's got the Facebook. Yeah, I said it like that. Ride On BMX right here is a group on Facebook that has 8,300 members. And it's just a community where you're talking about BMX, posting pictures and videos. They've got Flatland. They've got skate park stuff. Alan Sibley is always here. It's super cool, and it's a place for the riders over the age of 30. Let's just read the description here. Ride On BMX is basically a group for older riders of BMX. It's about people in the middle of their life, i.e. late 30s, 40s, and so on, who ride. Simple as that. Aim is to bring together older riders and form a community of like-minded people to inspire, encourage, and motivate each other. You can read through the rest of that if you want to, but you should join this group because it's always got people talking and there's always a cool conversation to have there. So with that, this video contest, obviously you have a huge range of ages from the 50s to 51 or 50 to 59. And the way they do this is that you get either bonus points for every year over the age group you're in, or yeah, I think that's the way it is. So say you're 39 and you're entering over 30s, you get advantage immediately over someone who is just 30 in entering because you're 9 years over that. So it's a really cool concept. What's up, Adam Ortiz? Another member in the chat. So check out this. Look at who won. The fact that the over 50s results are 18 minutes long versus a little over 10 and almost 11 for the other two classes is kind of sweet. It tells me that there's more people who entered the over 50s, and it just shows that you don't quit when you get old. You get old when you quit. I've been saying it for years, and it's real. We truly don't know how old you can be and absolutely still shredding a BMX bike. So let's move on from there. The links will be in the description after this live stream wraps up. Almost back up to 60 people. If you guys hit this button, is my thing gonna do it? Nope. Why is it not doing it? Huh. Mine doesn't work. Sometimes on the Mac, there will be some cool little gesture things that happen when you do that. Either way, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, if you hit the thumbs up button, more people join. I hate saying it, but it's real. So first in the videos section of this week, damn, we just jumped to 72. Is this fake? Is there actually 72 people? Answer in the chat. I don't believe that. First video this week, shortest video this week, a minute-long video from George Manos called Adapa. And this is a flatland video with no brakes and no pegs. He's very creative in his riding, which you have to be if you're going to do flatland with no pegs and no brakes. So check it out. 69 people in here. Nice. That is for the flatland folks this week. Next up, we have one for the younger shredders out there. This kid, I'm not gonna disrespect you by butchering your first name, but your last name might be pronounced Jewel. It's a welcome video to We the People. This kid's 12. This kid is 12 years old, and I'm just gonna spoil the banger because you should watch it anyways. But he's 12 doing a real up rail to bar spin. We'll just play it. Why would I not just play it? Because the kid's freaking 12. Look at this. Oh, he comes off of a little kicker, but he's 12 on an 18-inch bike. He probably can't bunny hop that high yet. Pretty freaking cool, man. Kid kills it. And he's literally only 12 doing that. Love to see that. Also, we got a membership in the chat gifted by the one and only Adam Ortiz. Adam Ortiz. One gifted member. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. The direct support. It genuinely goes a long way. So, time for the dance. We hit 75. What's the dance? I don't know what the dance is. I can't dance. But that was my happy dance. Next up, Our House Unbound 2024 Trip. This video features Felix Prangenberg, Killian Roth, Bruno Hoffman, and Mo Nussbaumer for a... what is it? It's a subsidiary. So it's part of the German Sports Foundation. Our House... It sets up scholarship-like support for non-Olympic, non-organized athletes in order to reach the hearts and minds of millennials. So, what am I trying to say about this? It's a good video. It's a road trip. They were driven around by caravanning.info. It's a website. They're in a caravan. And these guys all kill it. You know the names. You know the riding. You know that they absolutely shred. So check it out if you want to see the latest from those guys. Jalte? Jalte? Jalte could be correct, Noah. You might be onto something there. Next up, we've got John Bessa, GDRYA. GDRYA. I don't know what that means, but I know that I don't recognize the name off the top of my head, and the guy rips. So if you want to see someone riding concrete parks in the Northwest, check it out. This dude's from Montana, or in Montana now, but from North Dakota. Smoothest, most dedicated, all-around great humans. Huge part of the bullshit jam or something. Oh, it's a group of people. I think they do a jam. My boy Logan made this video, says Champion BMX. Well, what's it mean? We need to know. Put it in the chat. Either way, this guy rips, and he's not just riding concrete bowls. There's other concrete skate parks, and he does like a foot jam fakie on a quarter in here too. It's a good one. Watch it from someone you may have never heard of. Next, Dustin Signic. 2024 Slayers Paradise Sessions. And obviously from the thumbnail, you can see that this is a snow bike video. It really sucks for the people who hate the cold to realize that we are getting into this season, but we are. And if it's gonna be cold, you might as well make it rad. So that's exactly what Dustin does. He's always got these videos riding snow bikes. And this one is sweet because in the beginning, he's building some stuff to ride on, ski on. Is it riding or skiing? Ride ski? Either way, he's building the stuff that he's riding on. And then there's a ton of different technical grind stuff in here. Obviously, you can see here, he's doing an X-Up roller coaster grind on a ski bike. That's pretty freaking sweet. So check this one out. It's cool. I doubt that we're going to ever have enough snow here in Ohio to warrant this, but I would love to have the opportunity to ride ski a ski bike at some point. Next up, we've got coverage from the HNC Mob and Imported BMX DIY Jam 2024. Look at this Transformers situation they got going here with wheels and bumpers, and I think I see Bumblebee in there somewhere. Looks cool. Check out the coverage if you want to see it. It's from up in Montreal, Canada. Shout out to Matt Camo for pulling that 180 over the big old sculpture. Pretty sweet. Ski MX. Well, that works. BMX ski. I like BMX ski. Next up, we've got a video celebrating Tim Wood's 50th birthday from another thing I forget how to pronounce. Prody. This is cool. There's footage and pictures from Tim Wood's entire riding life, and there's some really awesome riding in here. A lot of variety, vert stuff, skate park stuff, flat stuff, ski MX, BMX ski. Ski MX sounds like something else. Ski MX though is like BMX, but if you listen to the Muller podcast, you know that we gotta lose that title anyways. More on that later. Next, we've got a video called McShovel's Leap of Faith and the Desolate Plains from Substrata. Substrata is, what I'm gathering, I haven't seen anything otherwise, is a trails-focused YouTube channel that is very cinematic and production oriented too. Like the beginning of this video has some text with some slow-mo. It's got this cinematic feel to it, and it's cool. And it's cool that there's someone out there putting this kind of attention into this area of BMX, because we have an overabundance of street type stuff, and there's an amazing level of production value that goes into some of that. You know, think the, what's his face? Rich Forn type stuff. But in the trails area, yeah, there's Ryan Navazio's picking up and doing some, and maybe these guys are inspiring each other a little bit. It's really good though. I will die before we lose the term BMX. It's just, we need a different way to describe BMX to people who are on the outside. Anyways, this video starts with McShovels building this hip and then testing it and being successful jumping it, and then goes to some different trails footage from, what did it say, rural Canada, Saskatchewan prairies, post-jam session at Cedar Trails. It's a really well done video, and everything from Substrata is really good. Next up, Let's Row Cycles in Philadelphia. They went to Philadelphia. Is there a rider list? There is not, but it's a 10-day road trip, almost a 10-minute long video. Check it out. Here, I remember, so Huck's dad's the one in the chat right now while Huck's at school, but he said cinematic edits are my favorite. I remember a time in BMX where if your edit wasn't like overproduced and super, super, super well done, both editing, filming, and riding, it was hated on by people. There was a point in time where you had to make your video the highest production level or people did not like it. That really happened, and yeah, it's just funny to think back on that. Next up, we've got Burks BMX, the Pacific Northwest road trip, the video from that. These videos are getting longer here too. It's an 11-minute long video from the Burks BMX crew. Pat Schlitzer is the one who uploaded this, and I'm not sure how deep his involvement goes in the video itself, but I've met Pat at Ray's before. Awesome dude, and all these guys kill it. So check it out. The videos are also getting to a point where if you need longer videos to watch, start paying attention even more. So we've had trails, we've had flatland, we've had 12-year-old street kids, we've had concrete skate park stuff, we've had other trail stuff. It's awesome how much variety there always is. This is a Northwest road trip too. Next, we've got one from the Lady Shredders, the Cliche Jam. This is the In the Cut from Dig BMX. So we had the Bloom in their 4-minute long edit. Now we have a 17.5-minute long edit for that. When Mike Manzuri was tasked with making a BMX vid. Yeah, that dude he's good. I think he had a point with the dirt jumper stuff, but BMX, I don't think that is detrimental and sounds dope. I think it's always going to be a BMX bike, but I think we need a different way to sell them. Like, call it a freestyle bike or call it freestyle something. I don't know. We've got to have a different way to describe it to people out on the outside. Let's see. Next up, we've got Matt Clawson in the Burrow Breaker Rally. This is part 4 in this series. Matt Clawson going around taking on the Burrow Breaker Rally Challenge, hitting all of the different challenges, looking like he could be a Wolverine stunt double here. It's awesome. What was I going to say? Matt Clawson kills it. Tony Ennis was his filmer, and this was a good one. It was another version of what we've seen, but with Matt's riding, and he came in the current standings. He is second place. He had like 38 minutes or something like that, where Joe Jarvis is in the negative time. So it's going to be really interesting to see who places where, and I'm glad to see too that these aren't just in the order of time being released. So you never know when the first place one is actually coming out. Yeah, no, I think it's just a categorization thing, the BMX, because like when you talk about bicycle motocross, and Muller goes in depth in it in the podcast that we did, it's a weird disconnect for people. Like, yeah, I feel like a lot of outside people know what it is, but if you're actually going to go in and buy a bike and you just like, you have to be very specific. You're not going to get any randoms buying a BMX bike when it's just called a BMX bike. And I have a whole video, so I'm going to make a segment from the podcast. I'm going to do an intro for it because I have a theory. Either way, Burrow Breaker, this one was good. I'm excited. I heard Garrett's name being tossed around in this one, and I saw Felix Prangenberg, so we know that those two are on the way. I'm excited for those. Next up, we've got Lux BMX, the 1300-Lux BMX B-sides. So this is 23.5 minutes. Getting up there. The Burrow Breaker was 18 or something minutes. Then we've got Cult and Capital BMX in a full-length video called Love Note, featuring no rider list. So I can't tell you. I know Mike Green's in there. Tim Hankins is in there. What's this kid's name? Alex something. And I can't remember the rest of the people who are in it. You should definitely put a rider list in the description. Either way, check it out. It is almost 31 minutes long. So there's full length there for you. And if you won another full length because that wasn't enough. This one is over 31 minutes long, and it's a video from Louisiana. It's called Magnolia to Cataclysm, and it features Ben Hiddle. That's pretty freaking sweet. Ben Hiddle's name popping up. Those of you from the mid 2000s will remember that name, and it's cool to see that. Lil Juice, pretty sure that's the dude who tail whipped down El Toro. Haven't heard much from him, so that's cool. Ron Shields, Brandon Guthrow, always killing it and around. Nate Tello, Nano Escamilla, Alex Hamilton, Udi, Michael Allen, and more. There you go. We're consistently holding at 70 people. I appreciate every single one of you, even if half of you are bots and not actually in here. Anyways, full-length video. There's a couple of them to pick from this week. Then we get into the interviews type stuff from this week, and the first is episode 1 in a series, I'm assuming, that Dig is putting out called Fragments, because it's called episode 1, with Taj Mihelic, and he talks about the history, talks about Dig and its influence on him. And it's a cool little interview with some old footage, pictures showing him doing his thing, doing a illustration. It's Taj. I don't need to sell you on it. Just freaking watch it. Then we've got Johnny Reikus in a bike check for Odyssey BMX. He talks about a prototype rim that he's been riding. I didn't know Boyd Hilder was getting a prototype signature, not a prototype, a signature rim. Now you know. It looks like it's going to be a super wide rim, and I think I saw 391 ERD for all the U's, all of you who know what that means. That's my boy, Champion BMX. No bots here, brother. That's pretty sweet. We're getting to 70 people consistently watching the news. If we can get to 100 people watching every week, that would be insane. Just learning what BMX is. What's up, Mike Lee? I see no bots. Only bot allowed here is Garrett. Garrett's never watching my news. You kidding me? It'd be cool if he did. 76! Hot dog. Happy dance. Anyways, check it out. Learn what Johnny's riding. He talks about reasoning for the different things, and I like how he talked about his crank length option and why he rides 160s. It's good. It's a good one. Next up, Chris Muller podcast, More BMX number 60. They're fewer and farther between these days as I'm feeling inspired to do them. But I genuinely think that this podcast could have an impact on BMX because we talk about so many things that BMX could do better to help itself more. We talk about marketing. We talk about the name BMX and how it like kind of doesn't make sense in certain ways on its own. It needs some type of like categorization, or I don't know what it is, but if you watch it, you'll understand. We talk about the tariffs and the things like that and their impact, and maybe they're not impact. There's a lot of really good stuff in here, and I always appreciate when Muller takes time from his life to do a podcast and just talk with me about BMX, and hopefully we can do it more often because I think BMX needs it. What's up? Paul Nanny got gifted a membership from Adam Ortiz. Thank you, Adam, for gifting a membership. I appreciate it. Chris was on his Alex Jones shit. Not even a little bit, though. He's absolutely right in what he was saying. And when you're actually in the BMX industry and see this stuff, you recognize it. And we definitely should pay attention to it. AJ Chappelle. I'm just an old guy trying to get current in this awesome sport. I appreciate you for being here. I'm talking about current events, and even in some cases, like with that Tim Wood video, talking about stuff from the past too. I love it. I just talk about what's cool in BMX and what should be celebrated and talk about. What's up? Dan's Comp in the chat. Hi, Dance Comp. Is Mike Lee running the Dance Comp channel, or is that Brighton tuning in? I appreciate you guys. So watch the podcast, leave a comment on it. I'd appreciate hearing people's thoughts, and I hope that this has an impact. What's up, Tony? Are you going to throw the interview on an audio-only podcast feed, or is it available somewhere? I have not done that. Spotify kind of came in and took over Anchor and kicked out everybody from their ability to make any kind of income unless they're at a certain threshold. And it wasn't about that, but that is a real quick way to kill motivation for doing it. And I need to get back on it. I think I have, let me check here. I think I have most everything up to date. Let me check. I'll do it. It's just not first in my brain. What was my last one that I posted there? So I have 7 of them I gotta upload there. I'll make a point to do it. I just gotta make the time. What else do we have? Unclicked podcast with Larry Edgar. They talk about his childhood, the compound, becoming Larry, cars, COVID and clips, family and friends, big air, and life is good. Check it out if you want to learn more about Larry Edgar in another podcast with him. Let's see. Joey Cobbs on Canode Knows. This is 2 hours. Check it out. Enjoy and check out Low Numbers, his latest project. Emphasis on BMX events. Second podcast where he talks about his history and different roles he had. I tried to do that podcast, but it never got to happen. So I'm glad that Bobby gets to do it. Anyways, check it out. Another podcast if you guys need more podcasts for this week. So next up, we talk about the events going on in BMX and what we have for the next month. I'll leave up the More BMX hashtag while we do that. But the way we talk about events in BMX, why can't I see it? Oh no. Well, I usually stream my phone screen so we can talk about events, but it's not working. Crap. How do I do this? I have to fix something. Sorry for the delay. Normally it just pops up and works. Let's see. Can I figure it out? Does anyone know? Video capture device? Ah, there we go. There we go. And we're in. Let me just bring this over here. Line it up. Make it a little smaller. Sorry for that. 77 people tuned in though. Hell yeah. We're getting there. Sorry about the delay. 80 freaking people watching BMX News live. Crazy. Well, stay here because you're about to learn about the events going on in BMX. All right, there we go. So, Time BMX is an app where I check out the the events going on in BMX, as well as the fact that it's a social media and a skate park, bike shop map. So let's talk about the social media aspect real quick. See, there's a bunch of you guys jumping on here and making profiles. It's awesome. Adam Ortiz is in here. Who else? There's all kinds of people from this that are in here and have made accounts and signed up for Time BMX. So basically it's like Instagram in that you can post videos and things to your profile. Then also you can have favorites of locations like Worcester Skate Park, my local skate park. And this brings in the map aspect. So if we check it out, where we see here, is this it? Yeah. So we go into the map. Why is my Wi-Fi on? My phone is bugged out, guys. I don't like it. But go into the map and we can see that there is an entire globe of skate parks to check out. And where are we going to look this week? Where we always go to a random skate park somewhere in the world. Where are we going to go? Presley has a profile on Time BMX. Yeah, he does. So every week I go to the first place somebody suggests and pull up a skate park from all over the globe because it's cool. See what parks in Fort Wayne, Indiana on the Time app. Oh, you mean like Fort Wayne Indoor, where there's an event going on tomorrow where Huck Karinsky is going to be at the Fort Wayne Indoor and all the kids who show up get to ride for free? Sounds great. So I'm going to pull up a couple things. Indiana, Fort Wayne, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Is this it? That says Worcester Skate Park. Nope, that's Lawton. Lawton's sweet. Slam City Skate Park and Shoppy. Indoor Park. That's the old one. That's the old one as well. But this is the new one. There's different things here. And there's an event going on there this weekend. The map or the address is there and you can check it out. What else was there? Central most in the USA. Let's find it. That's what we're looking up. So I would say the center of the US would be somewhere right here. Kearney. Maybe it's Kearney. There's a pump track and a skate park. We're going to call Kearney Apollo Skate Park in Kearney, Nebraska. Whoa, this park looks sick. It's got a concrete box jump. This looks like a fun little skate park. Not bad. Not bad. 89 people? What the hell is going on? Thanks for tuning in. This is the Time BMX app where you can find different skate parks like the centralmost skate park in the US, and you can see the weather. It's 31 degrees in Nebraska right now. That's cold as hell. Anyways, let's get to the events. Events. So you can submit your own event if you want. Name, all the info for it, submit the flyer and all of that good stuff. They're segregated into flatland, dirt jump, pump track, race, freestyle, and let's talk about flatland events because there's not as many, but we do have one going on tomorrow, Backyard Jam BMX Flatland National Championships in Corby, England. That's the only flatland event this month. Then we have the, what did that say? Freestyle events. So, wow, there's not very many more? Really? Cash Up King of BNE in Australia. That's tomorrow. Probably today at this point for Australian time. Then the British BMX Freestyle National Championships also going on in Corby, England. I can't believe that's the only events on the map on the app right now for this month. So like I said at the very beginning, Legends of the Fall in Milwaukee, Wisconsin is going down at Four Seasons Skate Park tonight and tomorrow. Then also tomorrow there's the Slam City Skate Park event with Huck Karinsky, going out shredding with everybody. Hang out with Noah. Noah works there. The scene's not dead. He is in there as well. Let's see. Let me minimize my phone screen real quick to pull up the More BMX hashtag on my phone because there's some news about the More BMX hashtag and I don't know if it's going to affect it or not. But Instagram has taken away the ability, or is taking away the ability, to follow hashtags on Instagram, which is really stupid. I don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it. And so that means if you follow this, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it without clicking on it. But regardless, this is a way to have me pull up your clips on the news. You could tag me in them too. So this one's new. Fictive brand, the Bird Girls, making a promo video for their new Keystone sprockets. 28 tooth and polished only. Bolt or spline drive looks like. There is a promo video for that. Check out the sprocket if you want to see it. Fictive brand, a local brand in Pennsylvania. Anything? More BMX tag. Look at this creativity. Smith down to other Smith. Was partially roller coaster for a second, I'm sure. Rolling out into the X up ride and then doing the bar spin. Smith, roller coaster, other Smith. X, turn it around, pull up bar. And Marty, that's a funny way to try and get some self-promo. What's up, J.R. Hobbs? Volume balance is off. What's off with it? Can't hear you? Really? Oh! My bad. I had to make a new thing. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I had to make a new phone screen thing because my old one jacked up. And the volume was there. I'm sorry. That's why everyone left for a second. All right. Anyways. Let's keep going. More BMX hashtag. Sorry, guys. I'm glad that you said it. I didn't see it there, and it's good that you called that out. So, I don't know what the future is for this hashtag. If you tag me in your posts, I'll pull them up when I can. It's too loud. I turned it off. Rip headphone users. Anyways. What else is there? It's 44 minutes in. There's 78 people in here. I appreciate all you guys. BMX is the best thing ever. And we need a better way to bring up your stuff. Who do I invoice for my eardrums? Mark Zuckerberg and whoever created OBS, because it's bugged out and it doesn't work as well as it used to. I have to refresh my screen capture every time, and now I probably have to refresh my phone screen capture every time. Not cool, but whatever. Either way, I think we're at the point of things where I am going to let you guys go. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Nice news week this week. 77 people at the end. Come back next week on Friday, 10 a.m. because I do it every week, and let's keep growing it. The fact that we had all these people in here is amazing. All of the members in the chat. Spinbot is a member. Maybe you guys should install the program he has that limits the max sound volume for exactly when this happens. Presley's in the chat as a moderator. The Scene's Not Dead, my dedicated mod group. What else? Paul Gale is a member in the chat. Thank you to all of you guys for being members. Vulgar BMX, Doug Tunler. Who else? The Karinsky fam, Adam Ortiz for gifting memberships. What's his name? Aaron Moravec for giving a $20 super chat. And everybody who's tuned in. Have a good weekend. Go to the Legends of the Fall Jam if you can. If you can't, go to the Slam City Skate Park event with Huck Karinsky. And if you can't do that, come ride at Ray's.